now that we start to have an idea of how the UV map relates to the 3D object, let's talk about what we need to do prior to bringing it into Photoshop. So here I've got an example of an airplane, and you can see that this is what it looks like laid flat. Now, granted, that looks a little weird, but if we look at this, if I go to UV shell, I can see that that's the top of it. That's part of the bottom, and each piece is considered, okay, and it's laid flat. Might look kind of weird, but that's okay. It will look weird, and it gets even weirder when you have characters laid flat, okay? And if I go to, if I want to send this out, in the UV editor, and the way that I got to the UV editor, once again, is this. I have to select the object in object mode, then I can go to UV editor. Okay. Now, if I want to send this to Photoshop, if I go to image UV snapshot, this comes up, okay, asking where I want to save it. I could save it on the desktop, and maybe I call this airplane. And now it's saying what format. I'll just save it as a JPEG. But now it's asking me what size do I want, okay? And that'd be kind of confusing if it's the first time that you're doing this. So I'm just going to kind of break it down for us. If I go here, this is just a notepad that I wrote these numbers on. These are the numbers that computers like to work with, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, if I start with the number 2, and then if I multiply that, 2 times 2, I get 4. And then if I take that times 2, so 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. So in other words, I keep doubling the number, and you can see what I get. So 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096, 8192. Okay, and when it gets into the thousands like this, this would be considered a 1K, 2K, 4K, or 8K. Okay, just kind of as a short kind of abbreviation for those. Now, what is this? Okay, this is kind of the language that computers like to use. So you may have, you may have a screen, and your resolution might be 1024 by 1024, or you might have 16 gigs of RAM or 32 gigs of RAM, or you might have a hard drive that is 512 gigs, or this would be 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte drive. I guess what I'm saying is that these numbers aren't just made up, right? They're very specific numbers that the computer likes to use. And you can see here, I set this to 4096 by 4096, so that would be this, okay? 4096, which is a perfect squared number, and we get it from this kind of this cheat sheet here. And the other thing that I should mention with an image size is that it is perfectly square, meaning that the height and the width are identical, and it should be one of these numbers. Now, what is the difference between this? Well, think about this as the size of the canvas in Photoshop and in pixels. So this would be 4096 pixels by 4096 pixels. Okay, that one. So really it depends what you need. So if I was doing a video game or like VR, I might want to use this one just to be safe. Okay. And why do I say a video game? Well, a video game has certain restrictions, meaning that the computer has to calculate the textures instantaneously. And that's going to take, there's going to be restrictions on that. That's why the video game graphics don't look as good as let's say, something in a movie. Where if I was doing feature film, I might be able to do something like this, a really large file, because the computer can take more processing time to figure out those textures. And we'll talk more about that if I talk about rendering and lighting. But for now, just kind of understand that I feel like this is kind of a safe zone for video games. Actually, I feel like video games, believe it or not, are actually pushing to get to this level. But I feel like safe zone can be here. And I feel like for a lot of people's computers, this might be a safe zone. When you start getting this high, sometimes your computer might start slowing down. Okay, so it just really depends. And I want to give you a visual representation of what this looks like. So let's pretend this is 1 pixel. Okay, in Photoshop, we'll say this is 1 pixel, which is the smallest unit of color. Okay, and on the screen. And imagine I'm zoomed up on the screen and this is just 1 pixel. Well, if I go like this, I can see that when I get a map, like in my chart here, starting off with 2, what that means is it's 2 pixels by 2 pixels. And you can see that that is actually a total of 4 pixels. Okay, not obviously a lot of information yet. But if I double that, you can see that I'm actually quadrupling it, because it's now 4 pixels tall by 4 pixels wide, making it a 6 map. Okay. If I double that, it's now 8 by 8. Okay, so you can see how big it's starting to grow. And then if I double that, here's the 16 by 16. If I double that, this would be a 32 pixels by 32 pixels. Double that, this is a 64. Double that, here's 128. Okay. Double that, now it's getting kind of crazy. Now I'm at the 512 by 512. Doubling that, 1024 by 1024. 2048 by 2048. And then that next one would be 4096 by 4096. And if I double that, it would be 8192 by 8192. Okay, so think about this. This is a good visual representation. Think about this is as big as your paper is in Photoshop when you're doing a texture. So obviously the bigger the paper, the more potential detail that you could have. And the smaller the paper, the less detail, okay, that you can potentially have. So what's going to dictate how big your paper is? Like I was saying, it depends. Like, let's say if you're making it in a video game, you may have restrictions. I remember when video games, the largest I could use was 512 by 512. Okay, it's come a long way. In fact, a lot of games are pushing here. And in the new Unreal 5, it looks like they're pushing for 8192, which is insane for video game. But I still hang around this zone here to be safe for video games, 2048 by 2048. But most of my work, I stick within this zone, 4096 by 4096. It's large enough to get some good detail and still works well on the computer. And also, I feel like I like working in this zone here as well, because if I need to, what I call down-res it, like let's say if this was too big for the video game to handle, I could always save it down to a smaller size, okay? But if I made it this size, and if I try to up-res it, meaning I try to save it at 4096, I'm not going to gain any more information. So it's better to kind of play on that larger size than to rely on the smaller size. And if we look at that, this is another kind of visual representation. So this is kind of a history of some characters over time. And maybe this is, I would say maybe a 10-year span. Okay, and this was probably in 2010. So at the time of this recording, it's 2020. So this is even 10 years old. But I think this illustrates this well. So in the olden days, let's say this character was allowed to be used or to create, let's say 3,500 polygons. So that means that every single square is considered a polygon that when we create this guy out of clay. And you can see how blocky he is. Then what happens is that the texture map comes in and the texture artist has to paint all this detail on here. Well, maybe back in the day, let's say they were limited to a 512 by 512 map. And you can see that, well, there's not much detail in that, but they're working with what they can because the game engine technology was not as good as it is today. So a few years later, the technology gets better where they're saying, hey, we don't have to make it out of 3,500 polygons. We can now make it out of 10,000 polygons. Okay, think of those as kind of like Lego bricks, and the more Lego bricks that you have, the more detailed your character could be. So now you can see that instead of like just painting the belt on, now they're able to model the belt, okay, and model all of these details. And even model some of the armor plates on here because they have more to work with. And I can see that the texture size is better. So now instead of like a 512 map, maybe they're working with a 1024 by 1024 map. As you can see here, it's not just twice as good, it's actually 4 times as good. Okay, so now they're able to put more detail into the textures as well. Then you can see here, from here, this is a huge jump. And I feel like what we're looking at here, let's say this character is 10,000. Maybe this character is actually 20,000 polygons. But then there was a new program that was introduced between here and here that is called ZBrush. And ZBrush allows it to make it look like it's literally like 4 million polygons. Okay? And they're kind of doing a trick there where it's not actually that dense, but I can also see that the textures are significantly better. So this might be 2048 by 2048, which is 4 times as good as this texture, and this texture is 4 times as good as this texture. So we can see that the larger size texture maps we have, the more detail we can get into the texture. And then also the characters themselves, if they're able to be made with more polygons, the more potential detail we'll be able to see with them. So in the next lesson, I'll demonstrate kind of texturing something, and I'll show maybe the difference between a 2 or a 4K map and like, let's say something like 128 or 512 map, so we get a sense of resolution.